Good morning and welcome to the Lawson Green Housing Lottery celebration or facilitation, I guess, for the lack of better words. I'm Maura Curran from the Board of Selectmen, and today I have Jim Boudreau, the Town Administrator, here. We have Mike Cucchiera from the Grantham Group and Celia LaRoche, who will be the Community Manager for the Lawson Green property. And also joining us today is Ruth Wagner and Stephen Irish from our Affordable Housing Trust. And this is a great example. We're so proud to be here today of a great example of our public-private partnership with the Grantham Group. It's been a long time coming, and everyone has worked really hard to bring additional affordable housing units to Scituate. We recognize we still have more need, but this is a great start. And I'm going to turn it over to Mike, who's going to go through the lottery process, and we will pick 30 winners, correct?
Correct.
And it's just a great day. I'm just so excited. So, Mike, I'm going to let you explain the process and get started.
Well, thanks so much, Maura. And before I begin, I'd like to say a big thanks to the entire community of Scituate. This housing lottery is the result of hard work and the support of the entire community. I'd like to thank, in particular, the chair of the Scituate Housing Authority, Stephen Coulter, and his executive director, Kathy DeMarsh, whose vision has kind of made this project a reality. I'd also like to thank the Board of Selectmen of the town. They have been instrumental in supporting the project at every turn and bump in the road. And I'd also like to thank thank the townspeople of Scituate for their strong support and financial support by the CPA and the Affordable Housing Trust that has made this project a possibility. I wanted to thank the Affordable Housing Trust members here today, Steve Irish and Ruth Wagner, and also like to thank the Scituate CPC and its chair. I'd also like to thank Jim Boudreau, the town administrator, and his entire team for helping to make this project viable. Ooh, it's kind of hard to speak through a mask, so I apologize. I'm inhaling it. So, just to begin, I'd like to lay out the lottery process. There will be 4 drawings. The first drawing will be for the local preference of the 30% units. There will be 4 units, 4 numbers drawn. Then the entire bucket of local preference will be added to the general pool, and another 4 names will be drawn. After which, we will continue to draw names for the waitlist for this category of housing unit. We will then move on to the general pool at 60% of AMI. We will draw 11 names, the local preference. We'll draw 11 numbers, and then we will add that bucket to the general pool, and we will draw another 11 numbers, after which we will continue to draw all of the numbers as we compile sequentially the wait list for the project. This drawing, if your number is drawn, it is an opportunity but not a guarantee that you will qualify for the unit. After this, it is hold and place in line, so to speak. After this process, we will begin a rigorous third-party analysis of your finances to make sure that you are qualified for the project. So even though your number may be drawn today, it's no guarantee of an apartment unit, and I just want to make that clear. Similarly, if your name is on the wait list, there's a possibility that it will move up as folks who may not choose to take an apartment drop off. So, without further ado, perhaps it's worth beginning. So, just to reiterate, the first drawing that we're going to have right now is we're going to draw 4 numbers for the 30% AMI units. These are local preference Scituate residents.
First number is 108.
First number 108.
Second number 107.
107.
Third 154. The next number is 104.
That concludes the local preference 30% units.
And Mike, can you explain AMI?
So, excuse me, sorry about that. I should have addressed that earlier. AMI refers to area median income. These units mean if you're at 30% of AMI, this means that these units are reserved for people whose income is below 30% of the area median income as established by HUD. So this, in the case of these units, one's income cannot exceed approximately $19,000. So now we have gone through the local preference for Situate residents for those 30% units. Now we are going to add the remainder of the Situate residents into the general bucket. We're going to shake it all up, and this will be, we're going to draw 4 more numbers for the additional 30% units.
Okay, first one is 135. Next number, 103. Next number, 136.
And the last one here.
Is 138.
All right, so now we're going to commence the drawing for the wait list for these particular units. Numbers drawn from here on out will sequentially be drawn sequentially. Excuse me. The numbers drawn now will be your position in the wait list going forward as they're drawn sequentially. Oh, excuse me, Annette. We also, at this point, we have late arriving wait list people. People that submitted applications after the cutoff will be included in the wait list drawing.
Should we keep those separate, the wait list file, Celia?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thanks.
Okay,
Thank you.
Shake it up.
Want me to mix it up for you?
sure. Just make sure they're all separate, not stuck together. Okay.
Mix it up. There you go.
First number is 112. The next number is 140. Next one is 102. Then we have 114. One, 113. One, 109. One, 137. One, 106. One, 110. One, 155. One, 134. One, 105. One, 139. 1. And the last one. Stuck. 101.
Mike, did you explain how the numbers were assigned?
So the numbers were assigned completely at random.
Okay.
They're just based on they're completely assigned at random. They're not alphabetical. They're
Okay.
completely randomly assigned. The reason for using the number system was that it was important to protect personal information going forward. Everybody in this lottery has received their numbers. Furthermore, everyone will be receiving a phone call and a letter from us directly confirming their spot in the wait list or their reservation of an apartment unit
Great.
going forward.
Thank you.
And actually, just for the other additional sake of transparency, both Steve and Ruth and also Maura have the official lists of the numbers with the names corresponding. So for the purposes of full transparency, they are following along and seeing who has. This is a completely random drawing, and it is completely. We're trying to be as transparent as possible, given the COVID-related situation. So now we're going to move on to the 60% AMI units, which are units that are reserved for people whose income is below 60% of the area median income, meaning below 50, slightly approximately below $50,000 for an individual, and for a couple slightly higher. So all of this information, if your name is in the 60% bucket, we've already pre-qualified you based on your income projections. So we're going to start with the Scituate resident local preference bucket, and we're going to draw 11 names from that. So that are numbers. So the first one is
First one is 120. I don't need my glasses, the letters are so big. Numbers.
Large print for all.
Perfect for me. Second one is 121. Third one is 130. Together, don't they? Fourth one is 115. Fifth one is 133. Sixth one is 126. Seventh one is 127. Eighth is 128. Ninth is 124. Tenth is 117. And the 11th is 129.
all right. That concludes the Scituate local preference set aside. Now all the remaining names or numbers contained in the first bucket for the local preference will now be added to the general pool and mixed together for another additional. We are going to draw an additional 11 numbers out of here. After we're done drawing the additional, what's that? So after we're done drawing the additional 11 numbers, we'll then continue to draw for the wait list. Again, as I said before, this, if your number has been drawn, it is an opportunity to get an apartment. It is not a guarantee of an apartment. There is an additional vetting process that must be undertaken where we have to examine all of your finances and make sure that you're fully qualified. And during that time, there's an opportunity for some people to potentially pass on the apartment. So the wait list becomes very important in that case, and the order in which it's drawn will determine the order in which additional names will be called in the event that a unit is freed up. So without further ado, Steve, if you want to start, we're drawing 11 numbers.
All right. First one is 152. Second one is 150. Third one is 146. Fourth one, right? Fourth one is 116.
Nope.
119.
119.
Sorry.
119.
119. Fifth one is 142. Sixth one is 125. 125. Seventh one is 143. Appropriate. Eighth one is 151. Ninth one is 147. 147. 10th is 118. Last one. 11th is 123. 123.
Okay. And that concludes the drawing for apartment reservations. There's an additional number for the wait list that arrived late, but we are including applications that arrived late past the deadline in the drawing for the wait list. We'll now mix together the wait list numbers and we'll begin drawing until the numbers are done. The order in which you're drawn determines your position on the wait list.
Okay, first wait list number is 122. $148. $153. $149. $116. $141. $145. $144. $132. Looks like the last wait list number, 131.
So to confirm, we have drawn 22 numbers for 22 apartment units, and we have a wait list that is 10 names long. Now, I just encourage you, everyone, I know that there's going to be some disappointment out there today if your number was not drawn, but there's still the and I really want to stress this, there's the real possibility that this list will change and that certain folks may not end up taking an apartment as we get into the verification process. So I would stress that, be patient. We're going to work very diligently to make sure that everybody that, has had an opportunity has a fair shot at getting into the project. I just wanted to say thank you so much to the town and everybody, and thank you everyone who submitted their applications. It was very helpful. We've never had this. We had an extraordinarily high level of demand for these apartment units, and I think that that's testament to the value of the project in the community and the community's commitment to the project, and so I appreciate that greatly. From this point forward, we're going to contact everybody by telephone and by letter to inform them of their position either on the wait list or the reservation of a potential apartment unit. If you have received positive notice that you have an apartment, you've received a reservation for an apartment, we will then begin a very rigorous verification process where we look at all of your financial information in order to make sure that you are qualified to be in the project. The project is, regulated by the IRS at the end of the day, so it's very strict on how that income documentation must be put together. So we have to stress that that it is a very rigorous process going forward. I wanted to say thank you to the Affordable Housing Trust again and to the CPC and the entire community of Scituate. You've been an incredible town to work with. The town administrator's entire team, the building department, the zoning board of appeals, everybody that's come together to make this project happen. We really appreciate it. It's a testament to the community's commitment to its senior population, and I think that it's a real model in the Commonwealth of a public-private partnership that works in the service of seniors. So thanks again, Steve Irish and Ruth Wagner, for being our drawers today. Thank you, Maura Curran, for joining us. I appreciate the remarks, and I thank you again, and we look forward to becoming an active part of the community.
Thank you, Mike. Can I ask one question before we sign off?
Yes.
Looking at February for occupancy?
That's right. I apologize for not mentioning this. So, again, as I said, these are a reservation of an apartment units. It means that there's a third-party process that we have to go through to verify your income. This is not a guarantee of an apartment unit. The building will not be able to be occupied until late January, early February. It's more likely the case that most of the people who receive an apartment will be moving in February. I want to stress that if your number was drawn today, do not go and cancel any leases absent a guarantee of an apartment. I want to be very clear about that. Keep your current lease in place if you're renting. And until you receive a firm commitment letter from us, which will happen after we go through the income verification process, which will occur throughout the month of November and December, do not make any plans with regard to your current living situation until you have received that firm commitment letter guaranteeing you an apartment in the project beginning in February 1st of 2021.
Great,
Sorry.
thank you. Nope, thank you for
for that point,
clarifying,
Heidi.
and thank you everyone for joining us, and good luck, and have a great weekend.